Like I don't even have gloves on or nothing.
That's
man.
all right.
I'm about to be grinding with no gloves.
You gotta put some gloves on.
You're gonna get some hate comments and everything.
All right, guys. Everything we're gonna do today is a bunch of practicing. My boy wants to practice on some aluminum, so we're gonna see how he does.
Not too good.
Come on, clean it up.
There's no power.
Oh, you gotta use the other cord, the yellow one there, or just plug it in right there above you. Look, plug it in.
Oh.
Yeah. You gotta turn it all up. Turn it off this spot.
Alright.
Alright. You gonna Scotch Brite it a little bit or what?
Should
I don't think you need to. Okay, you're gonna be using the Dynasty 300. Mini rig with a thumb control. We got the pedal for it too, but he needs to practice with using the thumb control because we got a big aluminum project coming up that we're gonna be doing. Plug it in.
There's my lens. How high do you open the bottle?
I just open it up just like halfway or more, you know, in the flow.
Where do you keep the flow at?
I just turn it on.
Just max it out?
No, no, you don't max it out. It runs, usually you run about 30.
I don't even see a little ball in there.
Well, it's because it's not on right now. When you turn it on, it'll float up, usually between 25 and 30. Okay, now what we're gonna do on this, see the balance, when you mess with the balance, it's on 80. That's your cleaning factor. So if you got real dirty aluminum, that helps you out. Frequency is on 180. The higher you set your frequency, the tighter that it's gonna be on the, it's gonna burn. I guess it's not like a melt as much. So that's what the other day when you was doing it, it wasn't melting real easy because I had it up high for a tight spot. So let's turn that down. Let's turn that down to about 90 and try that, okay?
But you put it back on balance. Why'd you do that?
I hit it, but I thought it would go off, but I hit the balance. But anyway, so you're all set up. So if you open up the trigger on that, which we'll probably need to go clean that tungsten. Don't open it. When you open it, it goes from 0 to 200 amps. So whenever you max it out, when you fire up, it's gonna be 200 amps. And then you back off, when it starts getting super hot. Let's see your tungsten. Yeah, I probably need, it wouldn't hurt to clean it. Here's a little pair of little pliers right here. I bet you I don't have a drill out here. Loosen up there. No, don't worry about that. Tungsten. Put it in there, leave it sticking out as much as you can. Let's see. Is there more up in there that you can stick it out a little further? Right there. Oh. Okay. All right, come over here. You don't want to put a super sharp tip on it, you know what I mean? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the grinder. You're gonna sit right here like this, and when you grind the tungsten, you always grind it this way with going down. If you try to grind it like this, it doesn't make you gotta think about the current flowing out of that tungsten. So if you grind sideways, it makes it to where the current's got to go over it, to where if you grind to the tip, it makes the current go to the point.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So like this?
Yep, and then just gotta hold it up off of it, turn it on. No, move your fingers. Gotta leave it down pretty low. Probably good enough right there. Now, if you was doing carbon or stainless, you know, the sharper the better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. Okay. Now, you remember when you started, you're gonna have to, you got to let it get hot.
How far should I have my tungsten out?
You know, in more. In. And right there.
About like that?
Yep. What's up, David?
About like that?
What's up? Why, did you get the wrong torque and stuff? Yeah, at Texas City, it's a 20-inch 600 spool piece, and then at Pasadena Terminal, you got to take off some 6-inch 600 stuff, and then 16-inch, which is the nominal size. That was the receiver. Where you're going is to the launcher, so it was just a spool piece on the back of the trap, the oversized 20-inch. No, you're just taking that 20-inch spool piece off and then putting the door back on the trap. Well, you're going to need a trailer to haul that 20 foot, I mean that 20-inch pipe, that spool piece, because I think it's like 10 foot long or so. Yeah. All right, Dave. No problem, man. Bye-bye. Dave and them gotta go to Marathon and take a spool piece off, so. But anyways.
So kind of explain to me what.
Okay.
So I mean.
So remember, now you're gonna get pretty close.
Right.
Don't touch it. You know, if you gotta touch it, that's okay. You know, but the high frequency makes it start on its own.
Right.
So the closer you are without touching, and you start turning on, but you gotta turn it on wide open. That's what's good about the pedal. The pedal, you just mash it down and it goes. This kind of hesitates because you gotta crank the amps up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyways, so then once you get it cranked up and it starts burning, then you look at this base pedal, this base metal, and you see if it starts melting, then you just dab your rod in it. And then you move your rod out, move up a little bit.
What if the rod's burning too fast?
Then move the rod out of the way and heat up your metal.
And back off your temperature?
No. Well, yeah, if everything's like out of control and melting too quick, then yes, back off on your temperature a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens.
What should I start with the rod or just start?
You could just start, just melt that and then kind of see the puddle. I mean, that'd be fine. Go ahead and get your rod out though, because you're going to use a rod. Oh yeah, that's gonna work.
Are you gonna see how it's gonna look?
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's off.
Right.
So whenever I turn it on full blast, it'll strike it out.
Right, but don't try not to dip it, but it should jump over there and start. All right, back off. Nope, too much. Give it a little power, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. When you start seeing that base metal melt, now see, don't worry about walking it. Use your thumb. Use your thumb and just walk forward.
Okay, I get.
Don't worry about walking. You know, so what you want to do is you want to, once it gets hot, you know, don't let that cup rest on the material. Let your finger rest back here. And I mean, it's going to get hot the closer you get to it. But let your finger rest on there, and then you're just going to like melt.
So the cup is never touching.
Not doing it this way. No. When you're walking the cup, yes, your cup's resting on there and you're walking it. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay. All right, pick the cup up. Now walk. Now not walk, but just go forward a little bit. Go forward a little bit. Put your rod in there. Put your rod in there. Nope, let it heat up. It's not heating up. Back up, back up. Take the rod out. There you go. Now dip the rod. Dip. Move forward. Move the rod. Move forward. There you go. There you go. There you go. Move forward. Come on. That's aluminum. You gotta go a little faster. As long as it's melting. Pick your cup up some. Put some rod in there. Shove some rod in there. Now move forward. See, you're just melting the shit out of the pipe.
I'm not moving fast enough.
Right, so it's just getting super, super hot. If that table wasn't under here, it probably would have just fell out.
Blow straight through.
Yeah.
I'm not moving fast enough.
So yeah.
So
you want me to show you?
I kind of got an idea.
Okay. And turn your heat down a little bit now, because what you're wanting. See right here, you were going way too slow, and you weren't feeding enough rod, and you weren't moving. You was just concentrating heat right there. So get it melted, dab. Move the rod out of the way, move forward a little bit, melt, dab, melt, dab, melt, dab.
I'm gonna have to learn to.
And see, you gotta hold it like this here. See, so when you got it in your hand, you're like this. See, you're sitting there running it through your fingers like this.
How so?
Okay. See, so and you don't grip it tight because you want it to slide. Yeah.
That's kind of difficult.
Yeah, well, when you get your other gloves, with me, I'm used to wearing those gloves, but you get your Tillman gloves with that sheepskin, the real thin, and that makes it easier for you. And you might need to look online, and I want to say on one of them YouTube channels, a guy sells a TIG finger thing, so that it helps keep your finger from getting so hot. So.
Okay.
All right, dab it. Move forward. Move forward. Move your rod out. Dab it. Move rod in. Dab it. Dab it. Dab it. Dab it. Back off on your heat. Back off on your heat. Use like.
I'm learning to feed rod.
Well, then for right now, grab it. Right now, grab it real far back here in the back like this, and just feed like this. Because you get your hands too close, I can smell that leather burning. So you get your hand way back here, you can dab it like this until you get used to it. But whenever you notice that you're back off on your heat, yeah, that's the thing.
So should I start like over here?
Yeah, that metal's probably getting pretty hot, so you can probably blow a hole back there. Back off on your heat. There you go. Now dab it. Move forward. Dab it. Move forward. Get your puddle. Get your cup out of your puddle. Back off on your heat. Back off on your heat. Back off on your heat. You ain't feeding no rod. Put some rod in there. Now you're a little too cold. Pick your rod up off your rod's dragging on the base metal.
It's hard to control the rod.
Well, see, I mean not your rod, but your cup. Your cup kept dragging in your base metal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. A piece of aluminum on there.
Yeah. So that's because your cup kept dragging in there. You're definitely not. You're not moving fast enough. And what you need to do is you need to get your puddle going, and dab you some rod in there. Let it melt in there. Then pull it out. Move forward. Pull it out. And you're going way too slow.
All right.
Pick your cup up. There you go. That's a little better. Pick your cup up. Okay. That's better. You're moving now. Still you're not moving fast enough. So let's do this. This might help you out. Okay, because you see how I turned that frequency way down? So that's making that puddle super hot. You know, super wet, I mean. Turn it off, come on.
It is off.
It ain't off. Leave it off. Okay, let's turn this back up to about 160. And that's gonna make it to where it's gonna make it to where your puddle don't spread out so much, you know what I mean?
Should I get a new? Yeah, I need a new rod.
See right here, all you're doing is basically just melting.
I'm not adding
You're not
enough rod.
adding, yeah.
Can I cut this in half so I can grab it from the back?
Man, if it was stainless or carbon, I would say yes. But aluminum melts so fast that you'll burn up half of that rod before you get like that far. So you might need to let this cool off a little bit. It's hot. The whole plate's hot.
Yeah, it is.
And see, the hotter your plate is, the faster that's going to melt. You know.
So should I clean off another one? Another piece of plate? Or just
You don't
try
have
and
to.
go fast?
I would take this off and turn it anyways, and use this side over here. Or maybe you can use this top corner up here. Nope, turn it. Nope, look, just put it back like this, turn it all the way. There you go. There you go. All right, that's good.
I felt more comfortable whenever I was on my knees.
On your knees.
Yeah, like whenever I was on my knees right there, I felt more comfortable, like I could work better. I don't know.
If I put you way too low, you'll be welding with your arms like way up here. You know what I mean? Go ahead and dap it. Hit it. Nope, turn it off. Turn it off.
What happened?
It just once you, if it don't light off, then it'll go into like a
Safe mode?
yeah, or something where it won't keep spitting out the arc, the high freak arc. That now dab rod, dab rod. There you go. That's A. Put your finger on something. That's one of your problems. You're sitting there trying to freehand that. You're just out here in the air. You got to have that finger on something, boy. Because you could tell whenever you said it, you started doing good, but then I could tell you was shaking everywhere because you weren't supporting yourself. You need to drag that finger, like heat up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you're gonna burn yourself there. You know, you're gonna burn that finger up. Use that pinky or something if you have to. Keep that up in there. Yeah, you gotta rest yourself. You can't just freestyle it. You know what I mean? And keep your finger on the table. You see what I'm saying? And that way the table stays cooler. There you go. Oh, not that much. Just enough to where your finger can go over there on the table. Yeah. And if you have to, even drag your knuckles. You know what I mean, on the table. But that helps steady you.
I think I'm so used to wanting to.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. And you need to. And this right here, real low like this, ain't gonna work. Get that cup up like that, melt, and just go. You see what I'm saying? You don't lay it down because that's shooting your arc way out in front of you. You want to concentrate right there where you're at. See, you're laying it down real low again, like you're trying to walk it. Your hands out there freestyling it instead of resting it. There you go. You're closer. Puddle, dip it. Back out. Let it heat up. Dip it. Let it heat up. Go forward. Go forward. Go forward. Feed some wire now. Put some wire in it. Come on. That's one thing with aluminum. You can't jack around. You got to move forward. Come on. Move forward. Move forward. Take that rod out there and move forward. Move forward. There you go. Come on. Move forward. There you go. A lot better. Look at that. Huh? It's a lot better. But you're still going slow. And also too, you're sitting there and see, you don't ever try to, you just pulled out that and see I made a little pucker hole. You ain't got to, you got to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Turn it off with your finger control and then let the argon hit it.
All right.
But see how it's super like dull there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, that was, you started off real good, but then it was getting too hot because you was going too slow.
Too slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're still, you're tensed up, man. You need to loosen up. You need that finger just needs to barely ride on that table, like you're just barely touching it, so you could just drag, just you know,
relax.
Yeah, you're all tensed up like you're about to break the rig or something.
Well, I was hitting this thing too when I was trying to feed it out.
Well, yeah, there you go. Oh, right there. Just leave you enough room to.
That's better though, man.
It's a lot better, but see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta dip, heat up, melt, dip. It's like together, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm proud of that right there.
Hey, it looks good. That's a lot better. But see, it helped turning them hurts up because it's not making it so wet, you know.
I'm gonna try and hold this one all the way back.
Yeah. So you're laying that cup down real far too. There you go.
Pull it off.
Get close. Dip. Dip. There you go. There you go. Try not to be so erratic with your other hand feeding the wire. Be smooth. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, leave it. See, didn't leave the argon. As soon as you turned it off, you moved it.
Okay, you gotta
let it stay there
for a little while.
Yeah, let it sit there for a minute. You let it. What you do is you actually don't turn it right off. Turn it down to where it gets cold and it won't melt, so it don't pucker like that.
You barely have a little bitty arc. Is that?
Well, I mean, you just start coming out of it cooler, you know. That's not bad.
You know what I'm catching myself doing? I'm not breathing.
You gotta breathe, boy.
I'm not breathing whenever, and then like whenever you said stop being so erratic, I started breathing.
Yeah, well, because you're sitting there, you can see the end of that rod sitting there doing this to where you just need to you know be smooth with it. And then once you get to where you can do this, then we'll take a piece of pipe and sit on there, and then you just practice going around a piece of pipe. You know what I mean? Those two there aren't bad. You can just tell that you're right here at the end. You could tell that you're not feeding enough and you're going too slow because it's getting too hot. This first half is pretty good. You know what I mean? Close. Gotta get that puddle going first. There you go, now dip it. There you go, pull it out, go forward. There you go. Feed some rod now, you're not feeding no rod. There you go. Not bad. Feed some rod. Turn your heat down just a little bit. Well, it arced out. You made it arc out and get stuck to that.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's getting better.
I'm gonna go from this side.
Oh, you might need to grind that right there.
I don't know why I just moved that.
I don't know why you did either. What?
I came a long way from my last time.
Yeah.
Hey, to me, that's progress, man.
It is. It is. I mean, it's not bad. This one here's got good build up. You know, that one here's kind of flat because not enough rod. You're not feeding enough. But that one there's that's got some good build up, but it was just starting to get really hot on you here at the end. You know. I think you're doing good, man.
We'll start over here.
Okay. No, we gotta turn it on. Come on, get close to it. Turn it on. Feed the rod. You're not feeding no rod. You're just letting it melt it. You're just letting it melt the rod. You're not feeding no rod. You know what I mean? You gotta let it.
So what happened there?
It's probably hot. The whole plate's hot.
Should I try and get another?
Yeah, the whole plate's pretty hot.
Should I try and get another piece of plate?
You can. You're gonna get dust in your hood now. There you go. Just cleaning that up with a flapper disc. We call them tiger paws back in the day. I think that was a name brand, and that's what we use. So, but it's a flapper disc. You get different grits, like 60 grit, 80 grit, 120 grit, you know, stuff like that. But it cleans up that aluminum good. Get off the edge of it a little bit. Get more in the middle, yeah. Don't stick that rod in there. Get it close to the middle. All right. Back off on your heat just a little bit. Don't burn your fingers up.
I'm not adding enough wire.
You're letting it melt the wire instead of adding the wire.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. Man, the freaking aluminum melts fast.
There you go. That was a good stop. It was a lot better. See how I did a lot better?
Yeah, I'm still not adding enough wire. Holy cow, dude. I'm shoving this wire in there.
It's just a touch, man. You just gotta look at what your puddle is and look.
I mean, I can literally feel it melting out of my hand.
Well, that's the aluminum. It melts fast. It's either that or you just don't run as much heat, and it just takes a little bit longer to heat up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just let it take a little longer to heat up, and then you know, get you a good puddle going. Add some wire.
Back.
Let it heat up.
Okay.
Add some wire, because every time you add wire, that cools your puddle down, unless you're like super hot. You know what I mean?
I think I might be too hot.
Okay. Get it close. Get it close. Turn it off.
Is it okay for this tungsten to be balled up like that?
Yeah. Well, the when we was running the lower hertz, you know, or is it hertz or frequency? Lower frequency. The hertz is lower, so it makes it ball up. The higher the frequency, the hertz are higher, so it keeps it more to the point. I think that's how it works.
Honestly, do you think I'll be able to do this?
Oh yeah, you can do it. Just takes practice, man. Back off on your heat. Back off. There you go, like right there now. Now let it just heat up, dab rod. Now, heat up, dab rod. You gotta go in front of you some, walk in front of you some. Go forward. You hear how it's popping like that?
Yeah.
That's because it's cold. You gotta let it heat up more. There you go. Don't turn your amps up. Turn it, just hold on and let it heat up. There you go.
I gotta learn to feed wire. See, I was way too cold here.
Yeah, then you turn the amps up on it, I could tell.
I did.
Yeah, because I seen that puddle. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to learn to feed wire, man. Once I get my gloves, it'll work out.
Well, it's still gonna have problems, but it's gonna help you because you'll be able to feel the wire better and everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You better get you that rod ain't gonna last long. Hold on. All right. Get your rod out of the way until you get started. Turn your heat down.
Freaking hard, man.
It ain't easy, boy. If it's easy, everybody do it. You'll get it. You get it. Just takes practice.
It's crazy how fast it burns. It's insane how fast it burns. It's honestly crazy.
You done?
No, I wanna see you. I wanna see you do it. I'm gonna record you do it.
Let me go get my hat. Yeah, look through that one.
All right, this is how it's supposed to be done.
Well, I don't know about all that. It's just gonna be better. Ready?
Yeah.
You didn't have it turned on.
Oh, my bad.
See the puddle right there?
Bad.
Now it's getting a little cold, so I heat it up a little bit.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, you just melt and dab.
Yeah.
And you just back off.
Dude, you are so relaxed. You almost let that rod take itself from your hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta do it real gentle. I mean, and that's not a straight line. I mean, if we had this, you gonna film right here? If we had this on edge, then you'd have a good, you know, you could really see more because you'd be going right down that edge. You know, two plates butted together.
Right.
But just see how you just feed. I just sit there and just.
You're
like
so
this.
Relaxed. I mean, I was watching your thumb. You weren't almost doing that. It was almost like the puddle itself.
Yeah, you just rest in there and you just.
It's almost like the rod takes pretty much itself.
And the only problem is with the foot pedal, you got control here, but see, I get a little shaky here because I'm sitting here working this. Mm-hmm. So that makes you don't think it makes it move much, but it really does. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If that was an edge thing, once you get to the right temperature, you ain't got to mess with this no more. Then you just drag your finger there. You just dab, and it just looks like nickels. You know what I mean? So
cool.
It ain't the best, but it works.
Ain't nobody perfect.
I don't know. Yeah. I see some guys make some nice builds, you know, on Instagram and stuff, but you know. Yeah. But you can see the build up. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, like back here, I started out. It was a little hot, so I turned it down. Then it got hot. You know, I turned it back up. Then I was going pretty good, then it got hot, then I turned it down. You see where it's humped up, so it's cold. Yeah. You know, but see, that was pretty good there, a pretty good set there, you know. And then I started getting kind of hot, so I turned it down. It got kind of cold, but you know. I mean, that's just doing it right here. You know, like I said, if it was on an edge or something like that, it's totally different.
Or if you had something to reference.
Yeah, you know, just welding flat like that.
It's easy to get
sideways and not really following the line and all that.
But I mean,
and see, and I think that's another thing too. When you're holding this cup, I think you're way up here like this.
I am, and I noticed that too. You
I'm way back here, so I'm you know, like this. Yeah. And this is, you know, so I'm just, you know, up, down, or whatever. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll even do it like this with this finger. You know,
I noticed that. Just
hold it. You know, you just. And that gets you away from the heat too, so you're not right up on the heat. You know, when you're like this, you're right up in the heat. Mm-hmm. The aluminum gets hot quick, you know. I think I got the post gas that's going down. I got too much set for too long.
Well, a little more. It's time for me to go eat dinner.
Okay.
And my hand starts cramping up sometimes.
Well, you gotta get used to it.
I have to relax.
Yeah, you do.
You have to chill out and breathe and think about what you're doing. You know.
Well, you need at the beginning learning, yes, but once you learn, it's just all repetitive motion, and then you just zone out, man. It's like you think about duck hunting. You think about, you know, while you're doing it. You don't have to really think, because it's your hands naturally get used to doing the motions, and so then your mind, you just wander. You know what I mean? So you're gonna poke me in the eye, boy. Where you welding at?
I don't know.
You gonna weld right there? That's fine.
Get the rod out of the way. I already knew what you were gonna say.
Don't get way up on that neck now.
Wait, hold on. I'm already fucking up.
Hey, watch your language.
All right.
Get it close. There you go. Get it close. Back off on your heat a little bit. There you go. A little more heat. You ain't even melting yet. See how now it's melting? Get a little more heat. Just a little bit more. A little more heat. Get your rod out of it. Get that melted. Walk forward. Little heat. Little heat. There you go. Now walk it a little bit. Walk it side to side. Let you see that puddle. All right, now go forward a little bit. Go forward a little bit. Get that rod out of there. Go forward a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Go side to side a little bit so you get a little bit of heat mode. Get it melting a little bit. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's looking a lot better. Go, there you go. It's a lot better. Side to side a little bit. Get a little movement in it. There you go. There you go. Don't go too wide now. There you go. Go side to side a little bit. There you go. Move forward, come on. Go side to side, move forward a little bit. There you go, come on. What happened there?
I got uncomfortable.
Your hand's getting too close. Back up on that rod. Hey, you're doing good on that one, boy.
I watched you.
That looks a lot better.
I watched what you were doing.
Look at that. What you think about that now? That looks a lot better. You could tell he's getting a little hot here. You weren't feet because your hand was getting too close. You was running out of rod.
Well, that and I was using this. I was like this. You know what I mean? Well,
you got to slide that finger. You got to slide.
I'm too tight, man. I got to learn to relax. You know what I mean?
That's a lot better.
I got to learn to relax. That's my thing. This thing here was kind of my way too.
Get the rod out of the way. Get down to it. Get down, down. Back off on your heat. There you go. Little hotter, little hot. Get your rod out. You ain't even melting yet. Get your rod. There you go. No, hold on, you gotta let it melt some more. Move it. Move that puddle. You're too cold. There you go. Now, there you go. There you go. It's a lot better. Go side to side a little bit. There you go. You see how that puddle's blending in front of you when you move your torch?
Yeah.
That's what you want. You know you're not cold lapping. So that's a lot better. Slow down now. You gotta make sure you're melting in front of you. There you go. Melt. There you go. There you go. There you go. See how it's melting in front of you?
Yeah.
That's what you want. And then you feed puddle. Feed it. There you go. Don't get too wide now. A lot better, boy.
Huh?
See, this first night, huh? You'll get it. You'll get it. All right.
We'll do one more.
One more.
Dude, what do you think about that?
I think it's good.
Whenever I loosened, this finger was almost, I just had enough pressure here to hold this torch and that was it.
Yeah. You
and
gotta be.
I was literally dragging it.
Yep.
I mean, almost.
And then you just get you a little bit of a movement to it.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people don't do that, but that's just, for right now, that little bit of movement, it helps your puddle kind of like heat up and blend into the base metal instead of just balling up as you go.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, like if you was doing a corner weld there, you know, two plates together, you wouldn't have to move it at all. You just drag it along. You know what I mean? Like dip, 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 because you'll see it melting.
Right.
But like on something flat like this, it's kind of like you kind of move it a little bit so you can see that it's melting in front of you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That doesn't look that bad, man.
No.
I'm pretty proud of myself right now, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's good.
This plate's probably getting hot, huh?
Yep.
Turn it off.
You gotta turn it off. Turn it off. That off. See when it says help 10? You turn it off? Yeah, now it says 200. Now it should work. You can't leave it on. It goes into like a code.
See, I'm grabbing the torch way back too.
Yeah.
And I'm using almost my middle finger as...
And you could probably drag that tungsten out a little bit and it'll help you. Quit pulling your rod to the side. Pull it in front of it out of it. There you go, like that. Quit pulling it to the side. Go right in front of you. Pull that rod forward. Pull it out more than that. Let it melt. Let it melt. You're getting cold. Let it melt. Let it melt. There you go. Yeah, you're walking way too wide. Just barely, there you go. Must be on some dirty, huh? You're also on some dirty plate, you know.
Oh, okay.
You don't look like
man,
you're
I don't know why I was freaking pulling it towards me.
Yeah, when you do that, it kind of gets you out of, you pull it out in front of you. Yeah. All right, boy. Well, he didn't do bad. That's not bad at all. The reason why he's wanting to learn is because you see this plate over here? We got a big project coming up. I think we're gonna try to build our own airboat. I ain't never built a boat. I ain't never built an airboat, but we're gonna try. Huh? I think it's gonna be fun. It'll be a father-son project, and
a lot of work.
A lot of work, but I think it's gonna be fun. It might take us a year. We might not ever finish it, but we're gonna get started on it. So, all right, everybody. Well, we'll see you later. We got a lot of aluminum project coming up, so y'all like and subscribe, and we'll show you what we can show you. Thank you.